Hello, welcome back to the Pride Pod here on a Tuesday night with Loud and Proud Orlando. I am your co-host John Rollins with my other co-host Luis Carlos Pineda. Welcome on this Tuesday evening, Luis. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. Obviously, the Pride taking the league by storm, still undefeated. A massive, start a shaky performance, but like we mentioned in this pod, everyone is going to try to get the Pride, that L on the Pride, and it's going to be people are going to try to reinvent the wheel. They're going to try crazy lineups, but the Pride is coming up on top, and there's no signs of slowing down or stopping the momentum of the Pride. So I'm just completely, the only thing I can do is just, that's all I can do, honestly. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm happy to be here, John.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty, on today's show, we are going to obviously review the Bay FC game, look at the highlights, talk a little bit of analysis, things that we saw in that one, like we usually do, before we then preview Houston Dash coming up on Saturday night. I almost said Friday then. It is Saturday night. Houston Dash at home for the Orlando Pride. And we'll do a little score prediction as we like to do at the end of the show as well. So, welcome back, everybody. If you're joining us live on YouTube or on X, please drop a comment. We'll get to it. We'll read it out soon. First of all, Louise, as you mentioned, right, something that I spent a lot of time looking at this, I'm sure you do as well. Here we are at the top of the table. We are still undefeated. I think sometimes it's quite easy just to gloss over that fact that we've played 21 games
It's amazing.
and we've not lost a single one of them. So I wanted to start off today's show just really stressing that because I know some people might have been a little upset about the way that we performed in Bay. And it wasn't our best performance, of course, but at the end of the day, we got the result. And what matters to me most is that we're still undefeated, and this team is continuing to show that they can do it despite perhaps not playing their best. And I think that's a sign of a really classy team, Luis, don't you?
Well, for sure. It's a team that has youth, it has experience on all fronts. Also on the bench, it has leadership qualities. A lot of the young women that are playing in this team, young athletes, they are leaders on the pitch. You could see Carrie playing like she's been playing the league for 15 years. You see the way Corey Dyke stopped Kundajandi. I guess she's really like, she's the Randy Orton of the NWSL. She's like, no matter if you put a legend in front of her, she's gonna do it. So it's huge, the personality and momentum this team has, and I feel that it transcends soccer. I mean, this is I'll be honest with you. I grew up in Orlando. Coming from Peru, coming at age 14, and I don't think we've ever experienced a team to have 0 losses in any sport that had Orlando in its name. I don't think we've ever experienced that. So what these women are doing, it's massive. I mean, massive doesn't stress enough. So I commend everybody to moving forward now that they are clinched to go and support the Pride. I mean, it is an amazing atmosphere. They are playing their best. They give their all in every single game, and even the bench players making an immediate impact. So we'll discuss all of that and more. But I mean, it is a roller coaster ride, and every single team that you see right there, from 2 to 8, are going to try to be the first team that beats the Pride. That puts that little number 1 right there on the L column, and that's going to be the mantra, for a lot of these teams, right? So
Yeah, we got a big old target on our backs now. And like you've been saying all year, Luis, when you have to play teams twice, they try to get a little bit creative with their tactics. worked, and I think we saw that from Bay. Also, Bay have got significantly better. Think of them of like Gotham of last year coming up out of nowhere, going to probably make the playoffs. That's sort of where Bay are in trajectory right now. They got Kudanagi, they got Schwala, like they got a lot of talent in that team. They've been playing well recently. I think all of these things combined, as we'll kind of see. You ready to get into the highlights? One thing you were saying about teams that are, go undefeated in Orlando, I was thinking about the 2011 through 2014 USL Orlando City.
Of course.
And like I look back, like the first inaugural year, they had 3 losses.
Well, that's close.
So that was pretty close, but there's not they didn't go undefeated. I don't think any of those years. They won the championship, they won cups, they won the Shield and the cup different years, but never went undefeated. So
same with the Magic. The Magic never been undefeated, and they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They went to the NBA Finals twice. So this is huge. What these women are doing. If they get to win it with 0 losses, this is something that it would be talked about forever in the city of Orlando. I mean,
it's one game at a time.
Yeah, of course.
We see the press are asking this question to Seb all the time, and like we've done all season, we got to stay humble and we got to go one game at a time. All righty. Speaking of one game at a time, let's look at this game. I find full highlights on the Bay FC YouTube. There you go. So they have a full 7 minutes. I guess they make their own highlights. Anyway,
yeah.
Enjoy that. So that's good. Here we go.
And for Bay FC, we talked about how this club may be playing their best soccer. Can they keep it up? Let's love the game, late night style, here on NWSL Plus. Marta, 38 years young, the Brazilian superstar, competing in her incredible 6th and final Olympics. There is Banda. Such a quick touch, but puts that one right at the goalkeeper, Caitlin Rowland.
And she's played for Albertine from when she was younger as well. So bringing in those types of players will help.
I really think they had a great start, AFC, Luis. Don't you think, in this game?
Yeah, I mean, they had a massive game. I think they prepare a lot for Orlando Pride. And also the Pride had some rotation, you know what I mean? They Julie Doyle, Morgan Gottrad were there. Also, Kylie Strom was out of the starting lineup. You had Carson Pickett, and with Carson, started a little shaky. I'll be honest with you, but honestly, I feel like in the end, she had a massive game in the second half. I mean, she was so influential on that side. And again, the pieces that this Pride team has, a lot of people were concentrating on, oh, is Julie Doyle going to stay? Is she going to leave? She's going to get a lot of minutes. I mean, at this point, guys, I mean, that conversation really doesn't really matter. I think they're all gung-ho on getting the Shield and also getting the cup. So I feel like Julie also did great. But the defense, man, to me was outstanding. The level of pressure they received throughout the game for this Bay FC team, that I feel like they're going to be protagonists next year. I feel like they're going to get even stronger. I feel like they could add some pieces there that are missing, and there could definitely be a top contender, next year.
Yeah, I definitely, after this game, I'm considering Bay more of like a 4th or 5th best team in the league right now.
Yeah.
On form and what they're doing, like they're going to climb up that table probably in the next 4 games, get themselves in a playoff situation. Also, Luis, like you said, a lot of rotation here. Like that's something we've seen a lot. We had seen a fairly consistent lineup from Seb for the last few weeks up until this point. So it kind of makes sense. I think he wanted to do a bit of rotation, and sometimes rotating a lot, they don't all, we didn't have the best, gel going on between the players for this game. But that's okay. We managed to get out of there with a win, even when we weren't performing our best. And like I said before, and that's a great sign. But Carrie Bello playing center back, Luis, something we've seen a few times earlier in the season. And one point she moved to center defensive mid. It just shows like how many of these positions we can move players around, that we've said all year. So is it surprising that we saw more of that from Seb? I don't think so. I think it
No,
was more surprising how well Bay FC played, and some
and
of
I
them.
also want to encourage that, to kind of add on what you say. Cariabello was playing like when the Pride will go into transition, Pickett will go so forward that you will see a line of three, kind of Abello, Sams, and Dyke.
Shifted into a 3-back.
Right. It became a 3-back at certain times of the game. And I mean, I'm telling you, Pickett was, Adriana will cut through the middle, and Pickett will take over that left flank. And I'm telling you, I kind of mentioned it to to Emily Samsov, because you should have seen their faces after the game of the players. They were out. Physically, they were drained. And so I was posting the stuff for LPO usually after the game, the pictures and all that. And I saw that Emily liked one of our pictures, so I messaged this like, "Look, I just like I don't know, I feel sore for you, like, you know what I mean, like yes, you guys had a massive game, but I wonder how much of how sore are you, because I mean the way that the back line was literally pushed in this game, it was like top notch. I mean, it's not gonna get any better the way they were pushed. I feel like this back line can really face any team, and then they can definitely get a massive result. So kudos to them.
Yeah, I mean, also the pitch. You say they're sore. They're probably sore from falling down so much, Luis. I mean,
Because they water down that pitch, man. I feel
clearly,
like
they got to learn, right? Like, you can water your pitch. That was something I remember we used to do a lot in the early days, and it can cause problems. Like, you don't want to be doing it too much. And Emily was interviewed at halftime on the NWSL feed, and she said, like, yeah, we're falling over a lot. So.
it says Jay, Texas. It was a water slide on the pitch. Says, yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, it was one of those tactics that Bay knew how to play with that wet pitch. So they've practiced there. I'm sure that they've practiced there, and the Pride hasn't. So, but nonetheless, I mean, there has already been injuries due to that pitch.
Yeah,
True that.
about
True
that.
that. Yeah, totally agree.
Also, I've all said words said, I was only a little bit about to jump off the side of PayPal Park. I think that's in reaction to this game.
I mean, Bay looks better. I mean, Bay looks better than the Earthquakes. I'm gonna say this right now.
Yeah.
If
I'm living in San Jose,
yeah, I'm going to see Bay.
No, 100%. I'm a Bay FC fan right now.
Yeah,
for sure. There's sadly nothing going on, and has not been going
for
on
a long time.
Yeah. All right, back to the highlights.
From Orlando, and it's wound up with the ball at Kundanaji's feet. She makes a move, gets into the area. Oh, a chance! Back up shot!
I mean, is it surprising that Kundanaji just, I cannot. Kundanaji. I gotta say it right.
I can't say it right either.
Kundanaji. Is it a surprise that Rachel, let's just call her Rachel, can do that? I mean, it's incredible. Like, she's just amazingly fast with dribbling with the ball, and also without the ball, of course. But she just does these line-breaking moves, similar to Barbara at times, but different. She's more of a winger than a forward in a sense. Like, she's even more skilled, I think, dribbling with the ball at her feet. And she had some great chances in this game. And BSC really probably should have scored in this first half.
Yeah, I mean,
if I was them.
I know I think they studied Emily Sams very well, Bay. And so Corey had to help Emily throughout the whole entire game. Same with Carrie. And in this case, after Kundajandi, Rachel beats Emily, I feel like Abello did really well on closing the space on her. So Rachel kind of threw the ball to Hill in the box, and kind of Hill was forced, because I'm going to say this, the Pride's backline is really fast. Like, compared to the men that they're like in slow motion, they are super fast. So it didn't really give Hill the right positioning to shoot that ball properly. So, when she turned and shot the ball, it went far off the post. So, but in the end, it's our backline who's having these top players make those mistakes. So, in a way, it's a great reaction by the backline in this play.
For sure. I mean, there's that grit and determination was there in the first half, right? We weren't playing well and we were having to defend, but we know how to do that. And BFC were throwing everything at us in this first. And it's so difficult to mark Oshuala because she's massive. Like, she's absolutely huge. And Kiki Pickett, I think, had a good game. Tess Bodie was like even their other players that aren't their star players, they're getting performances out of them. I gotta say right now, I think BFC are hot to go into the playoffs, looking like a good team, and they played well against us, and you got to commend them for that.
For sure.
Doesn't go in for Rachel Hill.
But you don't want to make Marta angry.
You don't want Mad Marta to come out. Oshuala going for it. Keeps it low.
A good play from BFC. But
they did do a lot of these long distance shots that were just not quite threatening enough. Like they got into great positions and then they just wouldn't use their chances very well, thankfully.
I mean, it's just the backline's so good to close in. And again, because they're so fast, they're good at closing in into the space. So they're not just late to mark the player that has the ball. So it forces the player to either shoot or to try to dribble past. And you got Anna Morehouse right there. So,
I wanted to see how many shots they had, Louise. Let's see. They had total 6 shots on target, 5 off target.
Oh,
so
wow.
They're about 50%, or no, a little bit more, but than that, like 55% shot accuracy. It's not very good. So BFC, if they can figure out their shot accuracy, they're going to be a real danger.
Shinta 0013. Nice to see Hill again. There you go.
Yeah, another ex-Pride.
There you go.
Seen 2 teams now, Jen. Both of them have confidence for different reasons. Orlando Pride is sitting high at the top of the table.
Now look at this
haven't
right here.
lost since the break.
Here we go. Hop on the bandwagon. She's on it now. Banda strikes.
What a save.
Let's watch that again because Banda, I mean, what a shot this is.
Yeah, I mean, she just...
At the top of the table, BFC haven't lost since the break.
Here we go. Hop on the bandwagon. She's on it now. Banda strikes.
There's so much power on it. Rolling that's like a barely deflected away.
Back heel. Pickett. Corner kick coming Orlando.
Yeah.
Look how high
Pickett is.
Yeah, like she's in the box getting up there on these, like you're saying, like a true wing back, really using that pace that she likes to get up the left side.
Now, the Pride were trying to send Barbara Banda behind Bay's backline several times. She struggled a little bit to get into the goal, but Bay also played. They got Abby Dahlkemper. I felt she had a pretty good game too. But that's what they keep trying to do, and the way just Banda overpowers players with her massive speed and with her build, just pretty striking. I honestly have never seen that from any player in the NWSL in a long time.
True. I mean, it's impressive stuff.
Absolute massive defensive play there. That looked like it could be an open header, and Bay not done yet. Bailey
Look how
brings it down.
compacted the Pride are defensively. They're so compact. They're all defending.
Great backline formation there.
Correct.
We're marking the players in the box.
It's back on side, and Bailey pings it off the bar. How about that for very heavily in favor of the Pride. Orlando out shooting Bay in that match 25-6. It's not felt that way so far. Marta. Pickett. More slipping. Both teams having issues with that.
Now Bay was doing the same thing the
Gets
Pride
raw.
will be doing to them.
Marta looking for the ball through. Defended well, but not well enough. Banda makes a move with her left.
I mean, that was a beautiful piece of play there. You know, patience, waiting for the build-up. Marta gets a bit of space, drives into the side. Banda makes a great run inside to get in space as well. Ball comes in. And I just think the angle is really tough there for Barbara, but not her best finish.
Yeah.
Can't turn it around. Dorian Bailey.
That was another player that had a
post.
massive game, Dorian Bailey. She had a huge game for Bay.
Definitely. I mean, look at this ball here. Kunanji. This is where Kunanji started to have a few attempts on this left-hand side.
Crossbar actually in the first half. Out to Kunanji. Cuts it. Shoots it low. And right at Morehouse.
Talk about the
See, I
turn
like
of
that
Anna
from Bailey,
Morehouse,
carrying
man.
the ball a little bit longer, because I think it becomes a little bit predictable every time the midfield get the ball and they just hit the
It's interesting the highlights. We jumped all the way to the 74th minute already because I think there was quite a lot of, you know, we had some good periods at the end of the first half and the beginning of the first half, and none of those are the highlights. But I guess because it's the Bay FC highlights, I think
It's probably the same because
I think they may have cut it and we might be seeing more of their stuff. I don't know. But yeah, we've jumped forward.
the ball long. Like I was saying, I understand when you've got runners like Oshwana and Kundananji, but I like that from Bailey.
Banda.
I'm surprised Oshwana's actually gone off as well. She always works her socks off, runs herself into the ground, but I'd expected our team on tour to leave her on, maybe take away a Bailey or a Tess Bodie.
Last couple of matches, Oshwala has been the only one to score for Bay. It's going to have to be somebody else tonight with her out. Orlando, though, threatening now.
Great ball, like, and is that Carson, right, coming in on the back?
Yeah, I believe
there.
that's Carson. Yeah, that's Biggie Pickett.
Like,
yeah,
look at insane. I mean, what is going on here? Where Bay FC decided to leave Marta free with this much space.
correct.
But what a ball this is.
Matches, Oshwala has been the only one to score for Bay. It's going to have to be somebody else tonight with her out.
And almost Carson with the back post header would have been a beautiful goal.
That would have been a beautiful goal, and it would have definitely cemented her great game. That she had a great game.
Yeah, great to see her playing 90, and you know, I think they've been wanting to bring her in and get her really feel like she's part of the team, and this felt like the game where it's like, okay, now Carson's fully integrated.
And look, let me add something. You know, you said yesterday at the City Pod, you know, that what Columbus would do, and trust the whole entire squad equally, and this is exactly what happened in this game. You know, you had Kiki Pickett coming in, giving
Carson.
some Carson Pickett, sorry.
Okay.
You know, having a great game, and then you had Summer on the bench, you know, giving her some time off. Haley McCutcheon as well, you know, so Morgan coming in. So I mean, these are players that Seb is trusting the whole entire roster to deliver equally, and I think that shows, and that players appreciate that too. So they're like, okay, look, I'm gonna play with a little bit more intensity when I come in because this guy is giving me minutes. You know what I mean? So I think that's powerful, and prominent teams that are bound to do some great do that type of stuff. So I commend Sep for doing this. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea to get these minutes, and like if somebody, knock on wood, doesn't happen, but if we need to, we've got people who are fit and ready and have had minutes to fill in if needed.
Yeah, I got scared for Angelina, for example.
Yeah, that one I really want her to be around for the rest of the season because she's been in and out with injuries and away with international duty. And I just feel like we haven't had a real long run of Angelina playing games. And
Right.
I think she's probably our best center mid when she's out there at times, or our most creative center mid at least.
Orlando, though, threatening now. Formerly with Juventus, an Italian Cup winner last year. She was held off a little bit as that play was going on. Perhaps that's where her frustration came from. Hill coming down with it, looking to where the space is. Moreau, a willing runner for Bay FC. Moreau lays it off. The save.
That was huge from Anna, dude. That was, bro. I was chewing an apple when this happened. I almost choke, bro. Almost. I'm like, I'm gonna need some Heimlich, the Heimlich method in 2 seconds. I spit my apple up like when this happened, because I thought that ball was going in, and man, that save was just like fantastic, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think let's see, because I think they replay it, but how does she get down and stop this? I don't know.
Did Morehouse stop that ball?
Riley Watt coming into this.
We're going to go back because we need to see that again.
Like La Pulpa.
Looking to where the space is. Moreau, a willing runner for Bay FC. Moreau!
I mean, what a ball by Moreau as well. That's pin perfect in the box, finding the player. And she was a great shot. Like, that's what you want to do, hit it first time like that. But Anna she reads it. Look at that positioning already. She's already kind of getting down low before the ball even is received. Is it Hill or no? I can't remember who the striker is.
Lays it off. The save. How did Morehouse stop that ball?
She tried to put it behind, behind her legs. Between her legs, and she stopped it. She's so tall, man.
For sure. Hold on, I gotta show you a different thing.
Shutout record for Anna Morehouse.
That's what I was gonna show you right here. Look at this. So here, Anna, just a post by NWSL and Ion, but you can see it really close here.
Yeah.
I think the Pride or some might have posted it back, and of course, Anna now has set a new record for a single season. With is it 13?
I believe it's 12.
But it's 12. It's 12. Well, either way, it's
12 shutouts.
12 shutouts. Sorry, 12 shutouts. But yeah, I mean, what can we say? We haven't said about Anna, the brick wall.
She turned it around, man.
She just is relentless. She will not let people score. I mean, how many minutes since she last conceded a goal, right? Because this is a consecutive
501 consecutive minutes without allowing a goal for the Orlando Pride. I mean, is the fourth team in NWSL history to surpass 500 minutes without allowing a goal.
I think there's some keepers that have this record. There's more than how many consecutive minutes, so she's getting close to those as well. But she's done the shutout record already, so she's going to keep growing on that, hopefully. And it's incredible.
Yeah. And then, I can confirm it's 12 shutouts for Anna Morehouse.
Well, she's been getting, all the praise everywhere, all over social media from all of the different outlets. But of course, we got to do it too, Luis, because what an impressive season Anna Morehouse is having. Let's read a few comments here. Eleanor Orlando says, heart attack content, nicks it with her foot/leg and then swivels around on top of it. Yeah. I mean, she gets down, gets enough on it and slows it and then managed to spin and trap it. So an incredible save, just gets enough there. I mean, I feel like she was tested a lot. She made a lot of saves in this game. Let's see. Total saves, she was on 6 this time. Other games, she hasn't made that many saves. Like she's had like 1 or 2 saves in a game recently, like what we've been playing of her teams. And obviously there was that game against KC being the exception to that, but other teams that we've been facing haven't been able to like test her as much, like really test her without just like actual easy saves. So I feel like this game she had to make quite a few difficult saves, and she just keeps doing it, man. I don't know what to say about Anna apart from she's even when we're not performing and we're getting peppered in the back line, and sometimes in this game the defense was a little bit all over the place, Louise. It's not like we've seen, and Anna stands tall and does is that safety net when we need her to be.
You
And she's done
know,
a great job.
she's definitely in a great form this year. She's healthy. She's definitely this amount of games, and also her teammates are making her be very confident. That's what she said in the post press conference. So she feeds off that confidence that not only Seb and his coaching staff allow the players to have when they, have to face teams like this, but also, this whole momentum that she's had this year. Hopefully, she's able to take this to next year, or next season. Now, I do want to say something, which obviously this is a massive season for the Pride. It's always going to be remembered as probably, if not the most successful Pride season ever. And, next season, if knock on wood, the Pride loses one game, please don't be throwing any of this work away. You know what I mean? It's hard to remain at the top, but the good thing about the Pride is that they have not only the proper coaching staff, but the front office to back it up. And definitely the ownership group, it's taking this very serious. And so they want to make the Pride very competitive every year. So there's more happy moments that we're going to be sharing, I'm sure, for the Orlando Pride in the next years to come.
For sure. Another comment from Jay, Texas, saying, "Go vote for Save of the Week for Anna Morehouse."
Yeah.
So there you go. There's me live
Fantastic.
voting.
There you go.
29. So go vote. We got to catch up to Katie Lund.
We cannot
We got to catch up to Katie Lund. We can't be losing this situation here. So everybody go vote right now.
Vote or die.
Go vote. Thank you, Jay, Texas. I missed this. I've been busy with work, but I missed this. I'm glad I know. Thank you. Everybody go vote for Anna. Let's get the Save of the Week win.
It reminds me of the vote or die.
Alrighty, let's get back to the highlights. So enough praising of Anna, although we could do that all day.
Finding what coming into this game makes sense, can provide those runs in behind.
Look at that pass right there.
Game when she starts games.
Players stood down for Bay, but
This is when Carrie was now playing like center mid. I mean, we haven't seen since like last year, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's played center mid this year up until now.
No.
There you go. We kind of shifted into a 5-back. Like we brought on, like Carson was still on there, but we brought on Kylie Strom. She was playing like left side center back. Emily and Corey was like into that 3-back that you were talking about, and Carrie went into the D mid, and it became even more kind of a 5-back later in the game, and that's where we get a chance, Luis.
It goes on for Orlando.
Real quick, I commend Seth for doing that, because that to me, it's a matter of, look, it's 80 minutes in. I need to play a little bit more D. You know what I mean? I need to bring. I do trust my players that for them to capitalize on some attacking opportunities, but I rather have that happen organically and off maybe getting a ball back in transition than forcing it and just putting a bunch of attackers to get the result and then kind of put the same backline. So he boosted the backline and also boosted the attack by having Carson so free on the flank. So that's tactics by Seb.
Yeah, and definitely I think this is something we might see more often, Luis. This kind of forming into the 5-back, giving Carson that full wing and playing the inside forwards might be something we see more often. Jay Texas says, Evelina to Carson to Banda and goal. Yes. Yeah. Indeed. Evelina obviously, came on as well
She came in on fire, man. I want, such an important player.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, let's continue with the highlights.
Watt. Adriana nods it down. Banda!
Banda going for the overhead, the cheeky bicycle attempt.
She tried the bicycle kick.
Love it.
Couldn't get enough power behind it. Connecting the lines for Bay. Kundananji still ready to go, as is Sams. Defensively, she goes down, hops right back up. Kundananji still on it for Bay FC. The shot is wide as...
I mean, again, Bay FC making a great chance late here in the game, and they just can't. They can't get the goal. You know, it just wasn't their night. It was our night again.
Hill came in to the NWSL after a world record transfer fee at the time in February. Orlando trying to get ahead here in the late moments.
Yeah. And that's it. That's our Ballon d'Or nominee.
And that's all she wrote, Luis, right there.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how Orlando Pride will get you on the road.
That's how we roll, man. 3 points in the bag right there.
If you don't score at some point, there's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Something. You know, Barbara Banner, she hasn't been scoring recently, but she had a lot of chances this game, and eventually that ball from Carson out wide is beautiful. Let's try it again.
The wagon comes out to strike late against Bay FC. 1-0, the Pride lead it.
This is Bandemonium.
Bandemonium. Oh, there was like 100 Zambians in the house.
Bandemania.
You know, because obviously Kundananji was there as well, so it was like Zambia night.
Yeah, they took a really nice picture.
Yeah,
all the Zambians. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
It was what's that word? I forget. Kolo is very
Cuchalo.
Yeah, very Cuchalo. Like it.
Other than Barbara Banda hasn't scored in 4 games. The Orlando Pride haven't had their best.
Carson Pickett, what a ball!
Yeah, what a ball, bro!
That is a wand of a left cross, like whoo, just
unbelievable,
beautiful. And then Barbara got 2 players around her, jumps higher. She's been trying these downward headers all season, right? And a lot of them have come off, but this one bounces like right underneath the goalkeeper.
Performance tonight, but that does not matter at all. It's a great ball in from Carson Pickett.
With a left too.
Does such a good job of getting in between.
She can't. Yeah, she dives, but it's just right in the corner.
It's funny because she hits the ball with the out part, so her foot goes like this, you know, and that is so tough to do. Yeah, because typically you cross with the inside of your foot, you know. An amazing cross, amazing assist.
That's a deep cross. Like she's way, and it's really curling in there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Games, the Orlando Pride haven't had their best performance tonight, but that does not matter at all. It's a great ball in from Carson Pickett. Barbara Banda does such a good job of getting in between the back line, and it was the one moment they switched off.
That's what we needed, Luis. That's all we needed right there.
That's it. That's it, yeah.
They had a few chances.
22.
They can still push now, though. There's still time for Bay FC to come back into this game. I feel for them.
Okay, all right, you want me to win.
But it's what Orlando Pride do. It's what makes them. That's why they're top of the table. It's not a coincidence because the quality they have.
Hill has had some opportunities. She knows it. Looking for better here.
I mean, that's not it. Let's be real. That's never. You're not beating Anna from there with that.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Anna being beaten a shot like that before. Remember?
We have. That was old Anna. We don't talk
That was
about
old
that
Anna.
Anna.
Which
That
we're
was
not
that
touching
was
that subject anymore. By
that
the way,
was that was a long time ago, way back at the beginning of the season, Luis. It's a long time ago now. And we talk about 13 clean sheet Anna. That's what we talk
there
about.
you go.
Sorry, 12 clean. I keep wanting to say 13. It's because she's number 13. That's why, or she was. Anyway, let's continue.
Morehouse will just fall onto it.
If they don't win this game, our team on tour won't be talking about the fact that it was a good performance. They'll be thinking about the result.
Still a chance to get one here. Can they pull back a point? Ball rolls on the ground to Morehouse.
I mean, that's 2 in a row there where it's just like they're miles away with a very, weak shot. And it's just you're wasting your chances there. So thankfully for us, the AFC, we're not able to get back into this one. There's a few more highlights. I hope they included what happened at the end of the game as well.
Pressure will be on even more on this Orlando Pride team. I have no doubt they'll be able to handle it. But I think just because they're winning in the way that they are in the league, that doesn't mean they're going to win the championship.
Didasco to Murrow. Sliding tackle from Watt. Takes it back away.
Luis, this was a beautiful. I mean, first of all, what a great challenge this is by Ali Watt here.
To Murrow.
Yeah, fresh legs, Ali Watt too.
And then Evelina is really coming into her own. This is a really intelligent run and pass to Barbara here. Just going more direct. I guess that's what Seb wanted is, late in the second half was just put Ali on, put Evelina on. Let's be more aggressive, be more direct.
Sliding tackle from Watt. Takes it back away.
Evelina goes clean past her players and then puts the beautiful through ball to Barbara.
Banda, here we go again. Barbara Banda could add another,
and that wasn't her best.
That was not. She should have cut it to the
left. Yeah, I thought she was going to cut it to the left.
This is when she would have dressed up like Facu Torres there, cut to the left.
That's where she doesn't have a left foot, right? It's that same thing. It's like you got to develop the left foot there. You can cut to your left and hit your left, but when you're coming from the right side, I think Barbara's shot style is a lot more, power as well. That's what she wants to go for. She wants to try and smack it into the corners of the net, but this one was just smacked right at the keeper.
Yeah, talking about actually, cross, both teams a little bit. I definitely, I remember when the U.S. Open Cup was going on, and it was the final and the semifinals. A lot of Pride players came to see a couple of those games. It's just my opinion. I wish some of the Orlando City players will come to see the Pride, just as for support, you know what I mean. And it would be cool to see at some point, do like a I don't know, like something like a camaraderie that both supporter groups could kind of like mingle, you know what I mean, or maybe like both teams could like talk. I don't know.
It's just more and more like people in the wall. I think there's more and more Rutgers.
Yeah, for sure.
People who are going in the wall for the Pride games. So I think that is happening a little bit. And I really think it's, as we get closer and closer to a playoff game, what we're going to have, this win secured us top 4. This secured us a quarterfinal home playoff game in NWSL. So that game,
we all got to unite and be there.
I mean, we're gonna beat that drum the whole week on all, on everything we do, both
for
City
sure.
and Pride. We're just all be about, make sure
I'll be annoying.
Pride game. We will be annoying that week. We've been gently nudging a lot of people, I'd say, and making speaking out, Luis. But I think it's gonna get to the point with the season where I'm going to be talking about it a lot more. We're really going to ramp it up and make sure
yesterday I said,
we get people out.
Shut up.
we're not having a playoff game for Pride, and there not be at least
correct
15,000 people in that stadium.
There's got to be at least 20,000.
I would like to break 20. and then if we get semis and going on, like, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Sold out.
Right. We really need to. I would like to sell out for that first playoff game, but I'll settle for a massive crowd, But I really hope that people anybody who might think it's not for them for some reason, whatever reason that is, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, it's
but if they have an opinion that this might be something they might not enjoy, I would just urge them to give this one game and say, come for a big match, support this team because they deserve it.
No, and not only that, I mean, just do it for the city. I mean, Orlando Pride represents the city of Orlando. I mean, we all live in the city of Orlando. We all in Central Floridians, and they're unbeaten, guys. Like, they're 0 losses. Like that has not happened. It's something that's going to be etched. It's going to have its own plaque. This season that you guys are witnessing is going to have its own thing in the stadium. I am 110% sure.
I think whatever happens, we're going to have to talk about it for a long time. Jay Texas says she needed more power in that shot on the Panda finish. Jennifer says, I'm a certified Broso hater, which I'm assuming is like men's soccer. I went to a city playoff game last year. I asked the same in return. Lol. Yeah. Well,
Broso, that's funny.
We support Broso and Woso, so we cross both worlds. We see it all. We've seen it all on both sides, and we just want everybody to be a big happy family, right?
No, but I agree. I agree wholeheartedly,
and we don't like this, any of this divide amongst fans. I want people to support both, and I know there are many City fans that come to Pride games and Pride fans that come to City games. And don't see it, either way. So hopefully we can be a bit more sharing and kind to each other.
We definitely take pride, no pun intended, to convert a couple people. We also see that other podcasts now are having this pride section on some of their shows. So, and before they were, like Jennifer says, brosos, right? Or talking about Arsenal, or talking about EPL, and it's cool, honestly, and I think it's not only the momentum of the team, but I think it should never stop. I think it should continue. I think because I feel like this team, if this is a massive historic season. I feel like now the ownership group is seeing like, okay, we're giving the people that we're putting in these key positions the freedom to make decisions and to bring players, and look how this is panning out. The most successful season in history for the club, and I think they're gonna be able to definitely do more in the years to come. So I'm excited. And like, for example, I come from a different country. So in Peru, for example, the same supporter group that goes for the men, they packed it for the women. They went to the finals, the Peruvian soccer finals, man. I mean, the WOSO, soccer final. I mean, it was a packed stadium, 22,000 fans on a Sunday night. Like, it was packed. And it was for the women's, and it was the same people that came to the men watching them on Friday. They came on Sunday and they packed the stadium. So I think that's something that, if it happens in little South America, that doesn't maybe have the biggest, women's soccer culture that maybe the United States has, 4 times, World Cup winners, if it happens in countries like Colombia and Venezuela and Peru, it could happen here in a bigger scale. And so I think we're bound to something really great for the city, and I'm super happy about that.
For sure. All right, we went a bit of a tangent there, talking about how we want everybody to come support, but hey, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's right.
Shahar, let's finish the highlights. A few last things here.
Saved! And bring on those goalkeeper goals. I love when you bring them up, Leanne. Dorian Bailey will serve it up. Everybody in Bay going for it. It's punched away. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Another shutout.
And then this happened. I don't know if they're going to put it in.
Number 15 on the season.
No, they did not put it in. So
They didn't put it in, right? I was
no.
like, come on, man. Really?
More interesting reffing things from NWSL. Yeah, they called they kind of like were reviewing like this weird like Ali Watt did some like arm lift out thing, and they were reviewing that like she was trying to punch the other player. I don't know what on earth is going on, but you've already blown the whistle, so what are you doing? And Anna just like looks perplexed. Everybody is just like, what? Like we the game is over. Like, what are you talking about? So that's weird. Nothing has come of that. You know, there's no retroactive foul against. They checked it for, from what I can tell, very little reason, and found nothing. So I don't. NWSL just I don't. That's crazy.
People were leaving this year.
People were
people in the
people are gone. Like,
there was a review.
Of course they didn't. They didn't know what's going on. They're out. Like I thought the game was over. Everyone thought the game was over. They were talking like the game. The camera panned out, all that stuff. So it was done. Jay Texas says the refs trying to find something against Orlando.
True.
All season, these like phantom. There's like these. What was that like phantom penalty review one time, and then there was that other one where they were like looking for a foul that wasn't a foul, and
or they give like
wild
8 minutes stoppage.
Yeah, or just a lack of cards. Like that's the other thing we see. Like the game against Kansas City where they just wouldn't call anything, like and didn't give any yellows. Like it's just not good reffing. And this was yeah, of course it's not in the highlights. They never put the dumb reffing decisions in the highlights.
I saw a 16-minute stoppage time in Copa Libertadores.
No, some of the stoppage times
16 minutes.
Where average game now is 100 minutes. Like
yeah, like
I don't understand why we suddenly. They've done this whole thing where they add the time differently. I get that. They're really trying to play like for all the in between and the time wasting. I get that, but I still don't think you're finding 15 minutes from in a game where someone might go down for like 7-8 minutes of a match. But then why is there like 15 at the end? I mean, maybe there's a little bit more, but it just doesn't always seem to be like right. It just looks very strange sometimes with the amount of extra time.
And it forces teams now to be game ready to play 120 minutes. And that is tougher and tougher. I mean, you got to have – that's why soccer is becoming more of like a physical sport. I mean, you got to be a track and field guy pretty much to play the sport now, right? We have a comment from Instagram from Mamu2B. There you go. Power and unity of all three of our teams. There you go. Yeah. Unity. That's right. That's exactly what we need. That's the exact word that we need. You know?
For sure. And as we're going to need some unity, Luis, obviously this performance wasn't our best, but we got the result. Yeah, sure. And like I said, I think that shows us a great team. Like you look at, if you think about right now in this scenario, I don't always like to compare it to men's soccer, but that's what we understand. And if right now we are Man City, for example, in the Premier League, we're the big boy that everybody wants to beat, everybody wants to take down, everybody wants to take a piece of. And they come for us, and they come with different tactics and all of these things. And Man City might have a game against, like, let's say in this scenario, it was like Aston Villa with AFC, right? And they might not perform the best, and Aston Villa might play pretty well. But then in this 80th minute, Erling Haaland comes out of nowhere and puts it in the back of the net anyway. And you go, well, it's Man City. Like, they can do that, right? That's how we have to think of ourselves now as Orlando Pride. And that's what happened in this game, right? We weren't the best, but we came out in the end. And Barbara Banda, you give her enough chances, she might put one in the back of the net. And then that's how we walk away with a win. But I think there was probably some lessons learned. Would you agree, Luis, that maybe this was a little bit of a wake-up call for potentially next weekend, and then, well, this week and next week?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is a wake-up call to definitely make sure that we're defensively, even though we had more possession, I felt the turnover ratio was, especially when they were they were pressing with the same intensity as we have done it to other teams in the past. I just felt that they expected a little different for Bay to be probably a little bit more conservative in their defending, and they were not expecting Bay to defend that way. And so I think that what they were watching on film, they were maybe putting more pressure to watch for Oshuala and Kundajandi, but they weren't counting on Bailey, on Hill, on Abby Dahlkemper, you know what I mean? And so these are players too that can definitely play. And I think that Bay was trying to match Orlando Pride's intensity when defending. So it became a very sloppy game for them because, they were coming really hard in transition. Now, another team that would have maybe had a better striker piece up top or more of a dynamic player, maybe like a Trinity Rodman, for example, it would have scored a goal in this game. You know what I mean? Now, talking about Washington, I know Trinity Rodman she's injured, so that's again we'll talk in a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely some interesting dynamics going on around the league. Of we are on top, and we just need to keep winning, and that's the way. That's the way we got to look at it, I think. Luis, let's move on to talking about our next game. Houston Dash are coming up. We play them on Saturday night at home. Here is their current form. They going way back pre-Summer Cup. They lost to KC, lost to Chicago, lost to KC. They managed to win their 2 Summer Cup games against Tigres and Pachuca, so not bad there. But then we beat them in that first game back post Summer Cup. Then they lost to the Royals, then they lost to Gotham, then they lost to Spirit. Then they managed to beat the Reign in their last match. So they managed to get a 1-0 victory over the Reign in a home game where at the time it's probably Reign perhaps with a better side or had more possession. But they managed to get that win regardless. However, they are still I don't want to use the word, how do I say, Luis? They're just not good. They're just bad.
Yeah.
They're not a good team this year. Utah Royals Expansion Club are the only team beneath them, a club that we know just never figured it out this year. Still don't know what they're doing. And Houston are perpetually down there year on year. I think they used to be a much better team in the league, but recently have struggled and don't really have much about them, as we know. Since when we played, they have some threats. Of course, every team in this league has some threats. But your thoughts, Luis, on Houston Dash?
Well, this is a team that we definitely need to capitalize on, and also, I do want to say, they have their last goal was of a really rocket of a banger goal that they had, so they could shoot from distance. So that's something that we need to be definitely, take notes. They have, I think, I forgot her name, Yuki Nagasato. Nagasato. I mean, she was massive when it came to that goal and in how she was so influential in the attack. Now, it's not to take them lightly. I think it's a mistake to take any NWSL team lightly because they're all, again,
of course,
they're all going to put the best version of themselves against the Pride because
lightly, but like if they are a very good mid-table side, this is not that. I think
yeah, of course,
we have to
but
point out that there is a significant difference between last week's opponent and this week's opponent.
Yeah, of course, I agree. I agree that we're the better team, but also, it is better to mentally prepare yourself as, we are going to just kill this team in the first 15 minutes and just do our game, and then just feel like, just kind of go into this game kind of relaxed, thinking, okay, yeah, we got this game, and it's okay to be confident but not too overconfident, because every single team, I mean, this is the toughest league in the world, for the sport. Every team is going to try to make the best version of themselves to just beat the Pride. Because look, you know how Houston saves their season? By beating Orlando. Everybody's going to save their season. No one is going to qualify to playoffs.
I mean, I got news for Houston. That doesn't save you.
Of course.
Even if they,
there's a lower probability. There's a lower
still
probability.
not making playoffs, even if
correct.
That happens. But I know what you mean, right? We've got that target on our back.
That's right.
We are the team to beat.
I do feel we're going to see some rotation here. I don't know how you feel. I feel like we're going to be seeing some rotation here. Maybe Dolgen from the start. Maybe, Haley back. Morgan.
I see Summer Yates at the 10.
Summer Yates at the 10. Marta maybe taking a breather.
For this Luis? I think that would be cool.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Marta taking a breather. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's get into that because I think you're right. I think with the opponent, obviously you're saying, right, we've been talking about rotating and bringing in after this, just to give everybody, if you're not aware, what we've got left in the season. We are all the way down, Luis. We've got, of course, while you're setting that up, 1 second, I will show this. We've got Orlando Pride versus Houston on Friday. I'm sorry, Saturday. Then the big one next Saturday. Next week, Washington.
I don't know if Trainer Rodman is going to be eligible, but I'll check.
See. And then away at Portland Thorns, like who are struggling and aren't as good as they are in other years, but still they're the Portland Thorns. They've got Sophia Smith, etc. Gotham on the rise or struggling, doesn't matter. They've got an all-star squad. And then finally at home against a Reign team that's trying to push up into the playoffs as well. So, some tough matches in there, but nothing we can't handle. And this is why, Luis, you're talking about a rotated lineup. So let's get your lineup.
Yeah, so I feel like we're going to get a rotated lineup because of the upcoming games. And I know that the Pride are going to want to just capitalize on this game fast and then kind of do rotation, save legs for what's coming next, which are really two tough teams. I mean, you don't want to take the Thorns lightly. You don't want to take definitely Washington, which I believe they're going to be without Trinity Rodman, which is a good news for us, but they still have a great team overall. So I'll say here, Matt Crone, man.
You really? We're going to go with that? I still think Anna. I don't think it applies to goalkeepers, but
you don't think so I mean we could do Anna. I mean
I just don't think he'll change Anna. I agree there'll be a lot of rotation, but I just think Anna will
okay, so we'll do Anna. Okay, we'll do Anna. We'll do
like a cup game,
we do Emily Sams and I believe Kylie Strom are going to be the pair of center backs.
Yeah, I think you want a certain amount of I think there'll be more experimenting in the mid and the attack. I think Carson probably will start again. Maybe while she rests Carrie. We talked about. Carrie didn't get a rest in this one.
So we're gonna have Pickett, right?
I think so. I think Carson will get another game.
I think we should I think Carrie should take a breather. And then here I still would like to see maybe we could see Carrie Lawrence.
Yeah, or
because I mean Corey Dyke, I mean she's gonna get as many minutes possible, but she's becoming a pretty big piece in our defense now. I don't know if you want to kind of save her legs for Washington.
It depends. I mean, she hasn't played as much this season, so it might be more of a case just keeping her in, maybe.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna do Corey Dyke.
I just think he wants more and more time with her. I think both the fullbacks, he wants more time with them out on the field because really, they haven't had as much as some others. Like we played Carrie a lot, but we haven't right backs have been rotating all season. So
here we may see
probably Haley McCutcheon back in, or you
to
want
see Haley again? Yeah, Haley McCutcheon probably will be back. Just to and I don't know if Angelina's fit.
I don't think Angelina. I would be surprised if Morgan got another game here.
I mean, yeah,
But
we could.
also Ali Lemos will be back and
Okay,
available.
so I will put Limos in. I mean,
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
nice to see Ali get back in here, but she just come back from getting a bronze medal with the
Bronze medal,
U20.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to Ali on that.
And then here, I would like to see Summer.
I think Summer in the 10. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could
and
definitely
I
see
will
that.
rest Marta up for.
I would put Evelina on one of these wings. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I would put Evelina on the right, on the
Yeah.
left. Sorry, no, Evelina on the right, on the left. Probably here. Yeah, and then we could do Adriana and Banda.
Yeah, or maybe Ali Watt gets a start. And
Or
Banda.
even or it could be Evelina and Julie Doyle.
Yeah, I mean, it depends if we're gonna rest Banda. I would be surprised. I think because she
I don't
just
know.
scored, I think he'll still start
Yeah,
Banda regardless.
I don't think they're gonna sub
Yeah,
Banda.
I think Ali Watt or Julie Doyle on the right again. Julie Doyle makes sense, but Ali hasn't started in a long time.
Yeah.
So that could be nice. Yeah, I think resting Marta, resting Adriana, resting a few key players here.
Now I don't know
Nice.
what's the update on Rafa? Do you know?
We haven't heard anything.
Hopefully we get it by the playoffs.
I would hope so. It's also an argument to say that, right now I wouldn't break up the Sam Strom partnership. So even if she is fit, I don't think we should put her in personally. Although I don't think she's a great player. I just think that it's Play who's in form and who's been playing a lot this season. She's there, come off the bench to just fill in if we need her. But I think these two are our best center back combo right now.
Plus, look, people are talking about Pickett right here. And since Pride or Die, no Carson, please. I prefer as a sub. She's a player I wasn't too high on in her first stint with the club. She reminds me of Courtney Peterson. Has some massive crossing in the arsenal, but gets beat too easy when defending. Rafa seems to be back. She posted on Instagram that she's glad to be back. So if Rafa's back, then we're gonna probably see Rafa instead of Emily.
Well, I think as Rafa's back in training, but is Rafa ready and match fit? Like that's the thing. There's a big difference between like being match fit and just being ready to start training.
I think because I would love to see Ali, to be honest with you, because she's more of like a dynamic. She's more of a dynamic player. She go in the attack and defending. I feel
Morgan
needs
some minutes, hasn't played in a long time.
Right. I feel Morgan is more of like defending mid,
Yeah.
But if you look at this lineup, like when the Pride has the ball in transition, literally they can do the same thing they did at last game. So, but in this case, Haley and Pickett will have a huge part. So you can go and kind of Doyle will go here. Evelina will become compact up top. Corey would own this side. Sams will drop here. Strom will drop here. Haley will drop here. Pickett will go here. Summer will go here. Ali will go here. Boom.
Yeah. I also think, like you said, if you put Haley on the other side, she can push out to right.
Correct. So Haley would be able to do this. Like come in here, be a D mid, or come in here, I have Carson's back. So she will go freely on the flank. So I think it'll be a good. I think this will be a good lineup in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes a lot of sense for them to start also trying new stuff.
I think also just resting.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously we're not gonna take like Houston lightly, but we are able to play a lot of our rotation options. Is still like that's a really strong lineup.
That's a super strong lineup. Yeah.
I think Ali Lemos has got a lot of talent. Evelina's been showing that she probably deserves a start now that she's been really getting in the team. Summer, one that was in the team and kind of, had a few games out, maybe come back in now. Like we got to keep the rotation going, and it's better to rotate against Houston at home than
better in Portland or
looking at this year. If I would before even the season has started, Luis. If we were looking throughout and we was like, where's easy points? Well, not easy points, but easier points. Houston at home would be one that you would circle to say that's a game that we should and could win, comfortably. So let's see a few more rotation pieces, give them some chances, and rest people before Washington, which is going to be a big test.
Yeah, Washington's going to be a huge test. Definitely Washington is going to want to have our number and try to, again, give us that first L and them saying, hey, we beat you,
them more than anybody, because they kind of had a shot at us when we were early in our unbeaten streak, but they haven't had a shot at us late like Kansas City have. So, they've had two. Let's see. Shinta says, what is our little chaos bunny? I mean, she tear it up out there, man. She's fast. She's like the Energizer bunny out there. She's fast,
cool.
For sure.
I mean, it'll be cool to see her with Doyle, but I feel Doyle in the 1v1, she has a higher chance to go past the Houston's back line, in my opinion. Yeah. And then she could make those crosses to the box, and Banda will be there. So,
yes, indeedy. Luis, I have been playing a lot of FC25 recently, and you know what I've been playing on FC25? I've been playing career mode with Orlando Pride, because they have finally been added into the game. So if you're a FIFA or FC fan like I am, go check that out. Go. And then you can get to play with all of these players, and see what they're going to grow into and what they become based on what the game thinks. But there are some misjustices, some horrible misjustices, Luis.
Like what?
Like this right here, my friends. What is going on? Now, for people who don't understand, FIFA or FC, they rank players out of 100, right? So the best players in the world are in the 90s and then the 80s. Like Barbara Banda is up for a Ballon d'Or. She should be an 85 rated plus player. This is something that's happening across like the game and NWSL, where the players are being underrated. But this is one that I know a lot of Pride fans are frustrated by, because what's going on here? She's got the speed, Luis.
That's ridiculous.
She doesn't have the shooting or the the passing and the physicality that we know and stuff. So despite Barbara Banda being vastly underrated, I'm very much enjoying playing the game with all the players in there. So if you are a fan, go check that out. That's going to be really cool. And what a year to be able to do it too. I got to try and go unbeaten in the game. I probably won't be able to do it. I'll probably lose, because I'm not as good as they are in real life at the game.
I would like to maybe put Banda in Orlando City, do a little trade.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can go now, go build your ultimate end of bring all the players, right? Like you're talking here about how you don't like this player or that player.
Orlando, I'll do an
Pride squad you want.
That this is another thing that they could do to make the teams like kind of do a really cool camaraderie. Legit do an Orlando Sea Cows team, women and men.
That'd be crazy.
And play against.
Go in TNT with an Orlando Sea Cows team.
Right, and play against like a USL Super League team as a friendly. Fans season ticket holders can come in just with their season ticket holder pass. And it would be amazing. Marta, then Robin Jensen in the back with freaking Rafa, and you got Morehouse and Galese playing one half each. Banda, Facu, like Haley McCutcheon, like with Cartagena or with Cesar Araujo, like, and then everyone with Seacows jerseys. Like it'd be amazing. It'd be great. It'd be cool. Look, Portland does a co-charity game every year. There you go. So those are the type of things we got to start like really thinking outside the box to kind of make the teams kind of,
Chivas do a mixed women's match as Texas combine against each other.
Yeah, that's true.
We should do it. I mean,
it'd be cool. It'd be amazing.
Cool. We're talking about breaching the barriers between these fan bases. At least
I agree.
That definitely one. I also want to say shout out to Amanda Allen, who is out in Playing in
Lexington.
USL now in the Super League, playing for Lexington, has had some minutes there, playing some games, so getting some loan experience. Awesome. We love that. We'll keep an eye on Amanda and her progress if she scores goals or gets assists and stuff. We'll try to keep you updated here on the Pride Pod. So we know, but we've never had a Pride player on loan that we had to watch before, Luis. So we got one now. Well, we've had a few in Australia, but it's harder to follow that.
Yeah, I know. Time
We
difference.
can't. I can follow USL Super League and watch some games of Lexington to see how Amanda's doing, but I can't. I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to watch some Australian goalkeeper.
Hey,
No. We got to draw a line somewhere, Luis. I think that's everything we have to talk about today on the show. We should, though, do a score prediction, Luis.
Yeah, we'll do a 4-0 Orlando Pride win.
Ooh, 4-0 Orlando Pride. I'm trying to think about when the last time we played them. What was it? Oh, it's just
Benda hat trick.
It was just a 1-0 away when we played them recently last time. So I can see now that Banda's opened the floodgates. I think I think she's gonna get a couple. I think a Banda brace. I think I'm not saying hat trick, Luis, because we always say hat trick and it doesn't happen. And
we have to raise our rating on
I'm changing
FD25.
tactics. We do need to raise that rating. I'm going to say a Banda brace and then another. What about Evelina gets a goal?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so let's go. I go 3-0. I think 3-0.
3-0. Okay, I'll go 4-0. You go 3-0. There you go.
Drop it in the comments if you want to.
1-0 Pride win.
Yeah, love that. Jennifer also says, I still got my A-League team because Tony Presley was loaned there a million years ago, and now I still get up at 4 a.m. to watch him. That is impressive. Well done.
Do you get up to see Stoke?
Though. You gotta. Oh yeah, I get up. Of course.
What time do you get up to see Stoke on the weekend?
Well, now they're starting to do some crazy early. It was like 12. It's like I have to get up at like 5 a.m. sometimes. Like usually like 7 a.m. is the earliest. The UK, I'm able to watch like the same time as the Premier League's on. It's usually when Stoke's on. So, I'm usually watching like a 10 a.m. Stoke game on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's great for breakfast and soccer, man.
There you go.
And then some days it's like NWSL in the afternoon or MLS in the afternoon. So you can just watch soccer, like watch European soccer in the morning, you watch soccer all day, and then you go to the game, and then we come home, and then there's West Coast soccer on. You can really watch a lot of soccer if you put your mind to it. So
yeah, I know.
Jennifer. Do you have any random teams like that, Luis? That's a great question. Do you have any random do you have that? Like I have teams in all over the country, like not country, but different states here and also in different countries around the world where I just like randomly have a team that I like because of X player or X reason.
Yeah, I mean, I love for example, the J League in Japan. I'm a big FC Tokyo fan.
Oh, nice.
And I've seen some Tokyo Verdes, which is the women's team. Tokyo Verdes team.
Oh, that's cool.
The women league's really, really competitive too. It'd be cool for one day to the NWSL to kind of do friendly games against them. But I like obviously the Peruvian league. I have to cover it, so I have to watch all the games there. And then I love on the West Coast. I've been looking at the LA Galaxy's great season this year, which is really surprising.
That's nice, man. You like a bit of LA Galaxy?
Yeah,
I like that. I think that's good. It's always good to have a random.
And then Barcelona wants to take Alessia away from Orlando City.
No, what?
They have no keeper.
You're wild.
And everybody's throwing names at the hat, and then some guy in Peru. Some guy in Peru,
Imagine, I would be like,
some guy in Peru. Yeah, I mean, some guy in Peru said, "Please get him out of that team from Florida."
Wow, yeah.
He needs to go to Barcelona. Like, come on, dude. No, he's not going to go to Barcelona.
There you go. Jennifer says, East Coast USA is great to watch soccer all weekend. 100%. Speaking of watching, make sure you're watching us here on LPO. If you are not, if you are somebody who just listens in, that's totally fine. But if you want to catch us live, you got to go over and subscribe subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to Loud and Proud Orlando on YouTube, and you'll find us there. Subscribe, hit the bell notification for all of the notifications so you can get whenever we post a video so you don't miss anything. Hit the like button on this video if you're watching to give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. You can go over to follow us on social media as well as at LPO_podcast on X and Instagram. And you can find us on Facebook as Loud and Proud Orlando. We appreciate everybody's support. It's been a long season. It's our first year of doing Orlando Pride Pods, and we're getting really into a very exciting time here, Luis.
Yeah, definitely.
When we started this, I did not think that they were going to do this. We knew that they would have a good season based on how well they ended last year, but we did not think they were going to go undefeated this long. So it's been an incredible journey.
They say good things come for the ones who wait. And so what happened was since we started LPO, the first year or two, because I've covered the Pride since I started covering, the Orlando. So I could never put my coverage in any sort of podcast form in any way, and because of time, I just couldn't do it. And here, and I guess you're a huge part of it too, my friend. So you come in and I told you about that we wanted to do something cool about the Pride because of the good season that they had, and boom, like what happened this massive season. I think it's great. I think good things come for the ones who wait, and I think it happened. So I think it's great, man. I think we got to keep it going, and it's just so refreshing, talking about the Pride. I mean, and I think they always needed that support, and I hope that more people, now after this successful season, they turn it into, hopefully more coverage, hopefully, more eyes into the product. So I know that, by talking to Haley and also by talking to Seb, how motivated they are for what's to come. So it's awesome. It's awesome times for sure to be a Pride fan.
For sure. And we appreciate everybody who's here supporting us and listening. Thank you very much for your support. We have one more comment. Stream Jesus says, Luis, you got dropped the skincare routine. He wants to know how you keep it so nice. So Jesus, you don't need skincare routine, bro. You're fine.
This guy, man.
You're good. Thank you for being here, everybody. Please come out on Saturday. I actually won't be able to go to this one. I will be watching, of course, but I will not be able to attend. So it's like the only Pride game I'm not going to. It makes me really. I'm very concerned, Luis, that my presence might affect things. I don't know. You never know. I've been doing the same routine every game. I'm very superstitious. So I'll be missing this one, but you'll be there, of course.
So, I mean, if there's no hurricane,
yeah,
I will be there.
Well, that's the other thing, too. Make sure you're staying safe.
Stay safe.
I think that hopefully the hurricane would have passed by then or whatever, because it's coming in and it's coming in quick. I think we're just going to get a lot of rain over here, but the Tampa area is going to get slammed by the looks of it. So, Luis, you're in danger zone over there, buddy. Hopefully that's cleared out in time for you to be able to make it over here. People saying, don't jinx it, says Pride or Die. Yeah, sorry.
That's right. Yeah, please.
It. And also get people in those sweet seats at Exploria. Yes, indeed. That's how we should end the show, Luis, saying, come and support Orlando Pride.
Please.
There are, 3 home games left? Yeah. You've got 3 home games left in the season before we get into the playoffs. So come out, make sure you see a regular season match, support this team because they deserve it. And what a season they are having. Trimji just says Tampa rowdy, stay dry.
No, man, I'm not a rowdy, man.
No, Louis, we don't say that dirty word here. All righty, everybody, thank you for being here, and as always, Vamos Pride.
Vamos Pride. Take care, guys. Have a good one.